Nullscape is a fun game. Sometimes. If you don't know what it is, first off, how it's really fucking big right now. Second, in the simplest of terms, a platformer roguelike game where everyone in the server has to collect these little purple gift things to progress and eventually open the beacon to go to the next level once the group fundraisers are done getting gold gifts for the team. Saw a video a while ago explaining every enemy in the game, but as of patch 5, that video is outdated medias. So think of this video as essentially a new version of that, up to date for patch 5 and that recent update, mini update that released, which fucked up a lot of the video script writing process. Yay! I'll explain every enemy in the game, their mechanics, how to counter them, and any curses that affect them, and of course they have any mechanic changes in extreme mode. The only enemies I'm not going to cover are Ponder, because you need to do a lot of specific shit to get Ponder in your run, and the Grace Collab enemies because they already have replacements in game that do the exact same thing. With that out of the way, let's start off with... Bell is the first of many enemies that are selectable as early as level 1, and acts more so as a hazard rather than a true enemy. Bell teleports around the map, often near players, with no real indicator on when it teleports. Ringing it by walking up to it and touching it flings you upwards and wobbles and brightens the screen of everyone alive. That was ripped directly from the fucking wiki. And if for some fucking reason you have flush in your run, Ringing Bell removes the flush debuff from you and cleans any flush tiles. Now, Bell isn't completely harmless, as if you ring it 3 times in quick succession, it'll inflict overtuned onto you for 20 seconds. Players with overtuned explode, die, perish, and expire when they ring the bell. Bell's overtuned inflicting ability isn't permanent. After 10 seconds, it'll go away. And Bell's little delay in between when it disappears and appears is completely removed if you play on extreme. Finally, Bell has 3 curses that affect it. More ringing allows enemies to ring the bell and decreases the teleport cooldown. Concussion disables jumping for 10 seconds upon ringing bell. And Mighty Gong makes the bell bigger and has a shockwave upon teleporting with the effect of a direct ring should you get caught in it. Do note that this launches you in whatever direction the shockwave hits you rather than up. There's also Bloody Bell, that's a Chaos Mode exclusive, so I'm just gonna skip it. I'm gonna skip all the Chaos Mode exclusives from now on. Bell is a completely free enemy, since you need to go out of your way to ring it 3 times for it to kill. Just don't combine all of its curses and you'll be cool. Do note that Diver and Glider can negate Bell's shockwave fling thingy with their abilities, and Gravel can reel into a bell if there's not a jump pad around. Bells can also spawn in tiles, so make sure you don't trip on one. Speaking of tripping on enemies... Mart has taken the role of Nullscape's mascot at this point, and is another enemy that's selectable as early as level 1. Mart is a self-proclaimed water imp that wears a fedora with 2 reindeer antlers on it and has a goofy looking face. Mart hovers towards the nearest player at a very slow 10 studs per second and emits this weird light around him and makes a constant sound you can hear when you're near Mart, so you know exactly where it is pretty much at all times. Mart will kill you on contact and can phase through every single object in the game. And if a Mart touches another Mart, they fuse, making a bigger Mart that's faster than the previous Mart. And if Mart merges 6 times with 6 Marts, that's really fucking confusing, actually. If Mart merges 6 times, it gets a blue bubble showing where the hitbox is. Holy fuck. That's most of Mart's part in the script, by the way. Also, Mart's speed is doubled to 20 studs per second on extreme mode. Anyway, Mart has 3 curses that affect him. Mart's slide heavily increases the speed and makes him drift around rather than hovering. Instead of killing you on contact, he'll knock you back very fucking far. Mart Infection, or Martosis as I tend to call it sometimes, adds a temporary Mart for every time a player dies. And bigger Marts is very self-explanatory. Mart is a relatively easy enemy because of his slow speed, though he can become dangerous with curses. Especially Mart Slide. Do not pick Mart Slide under any fucking circumstance. If I see you in my lobby pick Mart Slide, you're out. No contest, no competition, no vote, no anything. You're just gone. I got a little, mad there. Mart can also hide in tiles because of his ability to pass through them, causing you to potentially stub your toe on him. Just listen for the noises and check tiles, I guess. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Dustin, Lucas, Will, Mike.
Baby is the first enemy coded into the game and the 3rd to be selectable starting at level 1. It's a fucking skull thing that wears a mask resembling a baby's head. Baby will lock itself onto the nearest player and dash toward them, creating a red line just before the dash with an alarm sound accompanying it. If Baby crashes into you, you'll fucking die. Baby can't move outside of his dashes, so you don't have to worry about catching a stray baby. Also, it'll dash twice in extreme mode. Thought I'd get that out of the way, because we got some curses to talk about. 2 normal curses and 1 greater curse. Pacifier muffles baby's sound cue, makes the line indicator harder to see. Problem Child allows baby to reroute its path, making the dash longer and faster, and its singular greater curse, Tantrum, gives baby the ability to enrage if they haven't been near anyone for a while or if collapse starts. Finally, adding 2 permanent babies adds Voidbound Baby to the selection pool when you reach level 10. But I'll talk more about Voidbound Baby a little later. Baby is a lot harder than most early game enemies, and for that reason I'd recommend holding off on it until later on in the run. When it's in a run, just look out for its cues and you'll be fine. An intercontinental ballistic missile is, as the name suggests, a ballistic missile. It's primarily designed for delivering nuclear weapons, though it can deliver other types of weapons, though they haven't been deployed on an ICBM. The first practical design grid of Nazi Germany's V-2 rocket program back in World War II, and it was designed by Werner... Oh, fuck! This is the wrong script! Anyways, the ICBM is another enemy selectable as early as level 1. It's just straight up an intercontinental ballistic missile. It locks onto a random player indicated via an alarm sound and a red circle below their feet. It then waits 2.5 seconds and it'll drop the missile at your current position with no adjustment. Each duplicate ICBM behaves independently of itself. Lastly, in extreme mode, it'll predict where its target will go based on your movement, striking where you're soon to be if you don't change direction. ICBM has 3 curses and 1 greater curse that affects it. Bigger Blast is self-explanatory. Missile Silo triples ICBMs at the start of every level, so for example, 1 ICBM turns into 3 of them. And Scorched Earth makes ICBM leave pools of fire where it's exploding, forcing you to move forward if you step in the fire until it goes away. And its 1 greater curse, Hollow Tiles, allows explosions to damage tiles, making them break for a few seconds. But as a trade-off, ICBMs take a lot longer to appear. ICBM, while being easy to deal with, can be a little difficult around the early game, especially if you run to a dead end with 1 locked on you. Other than that, it's pretty simple and usually a good pick unless you have multiple of its curses. There's a video of a text-to-speech program reading Husk's Nullscape wiki page, and I could play that to go over Husk, but that would be lazy of me, so I'm going to throw it in the corner while I explain its mechanics on my own. Husk is another enemy, selectable as early as level 1, I promise we're getting out of this hole soon, and is another pretty simple enemy. When the player moves for the first time, it will spawn after 3.5 seconds, with the spawn animation taking 1.2 seconds for a total time of 4.7 seconds for the first Husk to spawn. Duplicates only have to wait for the indicator delay, and will spawn and follow the previous Husk, forming a conga line! Husk endlessly follows the player wanting to be your friend, but will kill you on contact, which forces you to move constantly. Husks are client side, so you can't die to someone else's Husk. Finally, before we get to the curses, on Extreme, 2 Husks spawn instead of 1 Husk for every Husk. That is fucking confusing, but they spawn next to each other, indirectly making its hitbox wider. Husk has 6 normal curses and 1 greater curse that affect it, giving it the most enemy-specific curses in the game. Taller, closer, and further Husks are self-explanatory, while random Husk randomizes the distance between them. Conga Line does the same thing Missile Silo does for ICBMs, but for Husk. Husk Express prevents you from going in between Husks. Husk Presence will not count because it's a Chaos Mode exclusive now, but was in the main game during Patch 4, so I'm going to go over it. It's the best curse in the game. It puts a translucent Husk on your screen, that is fucking it. Its greater curse, Destroyer, gives Husk the ability to fire fucking lasers! For dog those. Husk is a simple enemy, but I would recommend avoiding it early game. Once Husk is in the round, take routes that don't involve backtracking, and if you're forced to, move to the side of the tile and stay there to avoid the risk of death. Buying a trail, especially the evil long trail, can also help avoid backtracking if there's multiple Husks. Boing. Springer is the last enemy selectable starting level 1 and has the appearance of the Knight chess piece. When a level starts, Springer falls into a random tile and will then jump across the map to more random tiles. When it lands, it creates a shockwave that launches you up. Note that being directly under Springer results you in being fucking flattened, crushed, dead. On Extreme, it generates a red shockwave that can kill, and the normal shockwave is more powerful and bigger. Springer only has 2 curses that affect it. Spring Loaded gives Springer another shockwave. When it jumps, it makes the landing shockwave bigger, and Resonating Shockwaves inflicts overtune on you when a shockwave hits you. Springer is a simple enemy with the only things you truly need to know to survive it being don't be under it and jump to avoid shockwave. If you have Grace Wings, it makes countering Springer a lot easier. Flesh sucks. It's the first enemy selectable starting at level 5 and is a skeletal hand with flesh chunks still attached to it some fucking how. Flesh behaves similar to Mar, with the only difference between Flesh's 12 studs per second speed and the fact that it infects tiles with its flesh. Touching infected tiles fleshes you and disables your ability. Wow, isn't this such a fun enemy to go against? No the fuck it isn't. On extreme, Flesh is able to fire projectiles that infect tiles if one hits one, and always at ones with gifts nearby. And as if Flesh didn't fucking suck enough, this has 2 curses and 1 greater curse affecting it. Oh my fucking god. Bloodier Meat gives Flesh more infection range, Blighted Jump Pads allows Flesh to infect jump pads and grapple points, hell for grapplers and gliders. And its greater curse, Mass Infection, I wonder where I know that from, increases the time both players and tiles are infected for. So how do you counter Flesh? Don't fucking pick it! Thank you. No got removed as I was writing the script, so I'll just quickly go over his mechanic. No starts off visible, but reveals itself when a player gets closer, eventually becoming fully visible and dashing towards you before resetting its cycle. That's going to be outdated media pretty soon, because it's getting reworked when it's added back. I'm done here. Operator is my baby. Just like, look at it. Anyways, it's selectable starting at level 5 and is a traffic light wrapped in a dark gray coat, making only the top light visible. It spawns on the left side of your screen and with its face displaying is green. You have to cease all inputs within 3 seconds to make Operator go away, otherwise you're gonna fucking die. This check is longer on extreme mode, so you can't just like stop for half second. Operator only has 1 greater curse, being Malfunction. When it's picked, Operator goes void bound and attacks 3 times in a row. Nothing crazy. Operator is a very safe pick and only might be a problem if you have a Husk in the run and Malfunction in the run maybe. Do know that jumping does count as an input, but not for very long, so you can still dodge some attacks when appeasing Operator. Same with riding a Grinding Roll, being forced to move with the Scorched Earth Fire Pools. Damn, that was a short segment. Guardian is a protector of nature, and by level 8 will see you as an infiltrator. That's a funny way of saying it'll selectable starting at level 8. Anyways, it's a pink skull with flowers sprouting in various spots. Every few seconds, Guardian dashes to somewhere close to the nearest player with a small pause afterwards before sparking pink and shooting 3 bullets at the player. These predict where you move can only be dodged reliably by moving to the left or right. Note that if an altar of passage is used in a run, Guardian will enrage, making it move faster and giving it a faster fire rate. And on extreme, it shoots an extra bullet and has a faster projectile speed and fire rate. If a permanent Guardian is in the run by level 20, Voidbound Guardian becomes available for selection. Like Voidbound Baby, I'll talk about that later. Guardian has 2 curses affecting it. Shotgun turns the volley of bullets into a spread, much like a fucking shotgun, duh. And Camouflage makes Guardian turn invisible when moving and increases its projectile speed. Guardian can be difficult around when it becomes available. Other than that, it can very much be worked around. Just try your best to dodge the bullets, bro. It's kind of shrimple. Telefragger is another enemy selectable by level 8 and is a gray stickman with a white outline. Note that if your Roblox graphics are 8 or higher, it produces a field of distortion to highlight its sprites. Telefragger hovers towards the nearest player at a very sluggish 6 studs per second, but every 7 seconds will teleport in front of your player model. And of course, it killed on contact. Interestingly, this is the first enemy with a change on casual, as on that mode, it teleports further away from the target. But it does have extreme change, being a dash similar to Baby after teleporting. Telefragger has 2 curses affecting it. Ambush gives Telefragger a chance to teleport behind you with its extreme mode dash, and Accurate Telefragger makes it teleport based on momentum, finally giving it the ability to go up and down. Yay! Telefragger is a fairly simple enemy, as its visual cue is rather obvious, and the sound cue can be heard from wherever it comes from, since it'll, teleport there. Go! It's possible to manipulate where it teleports too by quickly turning your player model, though you should be careful of any Telefraggers that target teammates. Kids are smoking the coronavirus. Kelowna is the first enemy selectable by level 10. It's a 3-eyed flame with a pillar and wreath behind it. When Kelowna spawns, it displays a number, anything between 5 and 15 or 8 and 10 on casual. Then starts counting up to that number, and when it's shown, you have to use your class's ability to avoid death. Do note that if for some reason you're playing prisoner, it will not appear and the timer is paused if you're flushed. Kelowna only has 2 curses affecting it. Lost Embers hides the number Kelowna's on and when it counts. And Burning Bouquet spawns Razor Bloom when Kelowna spawns. Kelowna is a very simple enemy. You just have to remember a number and you've already survived it. Hell, you don't even have to remember the number, since you can either prepare to use the ability for each number after 5 or react to that spinning when it checks for an ability usage. Very, very simple enemy. This next one, not so much. Voidbound Baby is a much more difficult baby variant that's selectable as early as level 10 if you have 2 permanent babies in the run. It's a darker and more twisted form of baby that has 2 white spikes on its head and a fuck ton of teeth. Voidbound Baby shares baby's mechanics, curses, and difficulty changes. However, the dash is a lot faster and it comes out faster, dash is longer. Oh my god. Do not get 2 permanent babies until you are prepared to deal with Voidbound Baby. Bare minimum, I recommend the sports shoes and shield upgrades. Voidbound Baby's audio cue is also a lot quieter, making it hard to use that tone attacking, so just try to use visual cues instead, alright? Alright. Voidbound Baby is a very risky pick, okay? Okay. Cadence is the first enemy selectable by level 15. It's a clock-looking thing covered in vines. The clock actually hides its true form, which I will talk about what happens within its true form later. Cadence starts in a passive state, unable to harm anyone. Every 25 seconds in the state, an instrument spawns, indicated by a sound cue where it spawns along with a chain leading you right to it. You have to collect these instruments to prevent a timer from activating, and if at least 2 instruments go uncollected, this timer is enabled and starts decreasing. When it fully decreases, Cadence enrages and chases the nearest player at an insane 80 studs a second. Yeah, collect these instruments, pretty please. Of course, Cadence kills on contact in this state, and you have to collect all the untouched instruments to calm Cadence. On extreme, the timer starts ticking down is when 1 instrument spawns, and the enrage speed is increased to 130 studs a second. Cadence only has 1 curse that affects it, being Deadly Melody, which makes Cadence spawn an instrument whenever a player dies. Cadence is a high-maintenance enemy requiring you to prioritize instruments over gifts when one spawns. You can use the chains to locate instruments or get the radar module instruments upgrade to outright highlight them. I probably fucked up saying instruments so many times recording this one part. Holy fuck. Also, don't try to outrun and enrage Cadence. It's barely possible with like pretty much every movement upgrade, but I still wouldn't recommend it. It's hell. Sigil is the newest enemy added to the game and is selectable by level 15. It's a yellow and orange star-shaped creature with a triangular eye and 4 arms. Sigil will target and lock onto a nearby player indicated by glyphic symbols appearing on them. It then fires a giant motherfucking laser directed toward its target that slowly turns towards them until the laser expires. It's 3 times smaller if you're not targeted by it. Sigil doesn't have any curses that affect it, nor any known difficulty changes, and it's being the newest enemy and being added right as I was scripted for the video. I don't really have any tips for it because I haven't played with it much or encountered it much. Just try to dodge the laser, so
My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the fucking door.
Voidbreaker is yet another enemy selectable by level 15. It's a knight carrying this dark sword that looks really fucking cool. Voidbreaker occasionally fades in around you, facing towards you to indicate its upcoming attack. Afterwards, it'll lift its blade and summon a sword around you. To dodge this, you gotta move away from it, or look away from the tip of the blade pretty much, or else you'll fucking die. On casual, only 1 sword is fired. On standard, 2 swords are fired, and on extreme, a second volley of 2 swords is fired. Voidbreaker only has 1 curse, but 2 greater curses that affect it. Blade Carousel makes the sword spin around you before firing. Ballet of Blades doubles the amount of volleys with the time between each being decreased. And Blade Bombardment adds 2 swords to each volley with the time between each being decreased. Why was that so hard to say? Holy fuck. Voidbreaker is another decently difficult enemy since you have to dodge the swords. Don't get hit by them, don't get stabbed. You gotta watch out for swords in front of you especially. Do note that jumping or falling does not dodge the blades. If you do that, you'll die. I'd also not recommend taking the curses and greater curses, as those modifiers within them can very easily overwhelm you.
Destroyed.
Voidbound Guardian is the first enemy selectable by level 20 and requires a permanent guardian to add to the enemy pool. It's a deteriorated guardian that's dark purple and has purple vines covering the top and side of it. Voidbound Guardian shares mechanics, curses, and difficulty changes of the standard Guardian, though it fires an extra bullet, with the bullets themselves being faster, and they explode into beams when they hit any surface. The time between dashes and firing is also shortened. Like Voidbound, baby, avoid this enemy until you're fucking prepared to deal with it. I'd recommend Sport Shoes bare minimum to give you more time to react. Scrap Maw is the final true enemy and is selectable by level 20. It's a gray terrain with shark-like features on its body. Every 20 to 30 seconds, Scrap Maw dashes in front of the player, and after this dash, it spawns a row of lasers indicated by orange beams of whatever side Scrap Maw's body is facing you. These lasers are parallel to each other and will spawn in a random direction. They also move up and down with the player. Of course, you gotta dodge these lasers or else you'll die. On extreme, it summons an extra laser after the initial attack aimed right at where you're standing. Scrap Maw only has one curse affecting it, being Blueprint Cross Beams, which makes the lasers form in a grid rather than next to each other. Scrap Maw is a relatively difficult enemy, and you'll often want to move away from it before the dash, since it can leave you with very little space to deal with the others. Try not to waste extra jumps on it as well. Random turns into a random temporary enemy, and on extreme, so that enemy doesn't show. Okay, I'm finally fucking done. It's finally fucking done. Oh my god. Honestly, I was hoping this video would not take as long as it did, but I ended up procrastinating and doing literally anything else other than work on the fucking video. I got really into Limbus Company around when I started work, so that got in the way. I can't provide a genuine concrete answer to why these things take so long. I am a one-man team. I do all the footage gathering, the scripting, the editing, the voicing overing, everything. And I don't have the money to pay or hire or anything. I don't got money. I can't pay anyone else to do this shit for me. On to the designated miscellaneous bullshit. It's not designated. I do these outros the old-fashioned way. I've been streaming a lot as of recent. All the Nullscape gameplay in the video was on a stream. Go watch back some of the old streams. Don't watch that pressure one. I'm kind of embarrassed by that nowadays. Yeah, I've been streaming. Go watch those if you want when they come around. They're fun. I blabber on sometimes about useless shit, especially. As for videos, I don't think I can do a double this month, unfortunately. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with the Bendy Machine review. I've considered calling it off, but like, I really don't want to do that right now. It's kind of in limbo, so just like don't count on that happening in a good while. Cause like game reviews take a while to make, I think, and especially this one. I have procrastinated a lot on it, and in general, I just don't know what the hell to say about it. Usually with games I don't know what the hell to say about them other than play the damn thing yourself. I'm a fucking moron when it comes to expressing my opinions. With that being said, I'm not exactly sure what's next, low-key. I do want to make some Project Moon stuff because I feel like that would be nice to do. And I've been really getting into them as of late, especially Limbus Company, because that's the only one I've been able to play. I want to get Library Ruiner though. It's the only one I can get right now because I am console only. I don't have a PC or anything. I do want to make some Project Moon stuff. Ideally, I want to start with this fucking idea I've had, being like, which of the 5 fingers is the best to join? Like, should the city and all that shit be real? That would be a very cool concept. The only like big video I've seen going in depth about should you join insert finger here was Frey's video on the middle. That's a good video, don't get me wrong, but I kind of wanted to see more of that, which is why I'm probably going to try and take initiative. Just cover every finger for funsies, you know? Okay, time to do something I've never done before. Beg for engagement! Like the video, subscribe, it helps me a lot because I am still a very fucking small channel. Hype the video too, I don't know what the fuck that does, but people are starting to incorporate that into the engagement begging routine now, so I might as well. That's pretty much it for the video. I don't have anything else, I don't think. So, until I get Ricardo showing up at my house for all the times I've joked about the middle, thanks for watching!